confirmed its so-called job training centres in Xinjiang are in fact mass detention camps. In one document, authorities red-flagged almost 24 Australian citizens for monitoring and possible detention. Human rights groups estimate that more than 1 million people, mostly Muslim Uighurs, have been locked up in these camps, and they're urging international governments to act.
For Fatima Abdughaffar, it was confirmation of what she already knew.
It's been almost 4 years now that I have never spoken to my family.
Top secret Chinese government documents revealed today, still a devastating blow for Ms. Abdughaffar.
I feel like I don't deserve this life, but I have to gather my courage and do something about my family. Yeah.
The documents lay out a deliberate strategy to lock up and brainwash ethnic minorities. Golbaka Jalilova, a former detainee who now lives in Turkey, says the treatment of Uyghurs inside the camps is inhumane.
We had to get permission to go to the toilet, and there were 10 minutes of toilet time each hour for all of us. We slept on the floor in a cell with cement walls and steel doors, big doors for 2 cells. You wouldn't imagine a human being could be treated this way.
The documents, mostly issued in 2017, also reveal an elaborate scoring system to grade detainees and determine any punishment or reward. Security measures such as watchtowers and double-locked doors to prevent escapes. And in one, the revelation that 23 Australian citizens from Xinjiang were among dozens of foreign passport holders monitored.
The end game is to change an entire minority population. It's a cultural genocide and it's a coercive social re-engineering.
China has rejected the veracity of the documents, calling them fake news. It continues to insist the centres are for vocational job training. But the Uyghur community and rights groups say the evidence is irrefutable.
This is a crime. Not only Australia, all the Western democracy need to speak up, making that business relationship happen with China as business as usual. That's not okay. They need to draw that red line.
This is evidence that could be used for the prosecution of any Chinese government official that's been involved in repression in Xinjiang. It clearly states intent, it clearly names people who are identified, and it sets out as state policy what are clearly human rights violations.
The Department of Foreign Affairs says the Australian government had and would continue to raise concerns about the human rights situation in Xinjiang. Despite the pain of not knowing when her family will be truly free, Ms. Abdughaffar remains optimistic.
I believe one day I will meet my parents, I will meet my sister, my brother. But I don't know when, but I am very hopeful. Yep.
Lynn Evelyn, SBS World News.